In 1970 Japan, the Nissan S30, or as they call it in Japan, the Nissan Fairlady Z was born. And it was of course the first generation of the Z GT two-seat coupes produced by Nissan Motors Ltd. from 1969 up to 1978. And it was one of the most successful sports car lines ever produced because, I mean, look at it. It looks absolutely stunning, and it was affordable. It was made by Nissan, so it means it was reliable and it was perfect in every single way. The trend-setting, by the way, the trend-setting S30 was designed by a team led by Mr. Yoshihiko Matsu, the head of Nissan sports cars styling division or styling studio, and what a brilliant job he did. Seeking to compete head-to-head with the established European sports cars like, of course, BMWs, Porsches, Alfa Romeos, and all of that, Datsun actually priced the new 240Z within $200 of the British MGP GT in the United States. So can you imagine like going to the dealership and looking at that hideous looking MGB GT, which was at the time a five-year-old car. I mean, the styling of it was like 1965 compared to the brand new 1970s Nissan 240Z, and Nissan was $200 cheaper. So you would imagine what, of course, the press and everyone else, what they did back then. And combining that with, of course, the huge network of Nissan dealerships, which was absolutely like major. And because, of course, as we all know, Nissan cars, I mean, you go to a dealership and you can buy it immediately. You don't have to wait for it to get shipped from overseas, or you don't have to pay for it in advance to be built. No, it was like you can have this car this afternoon, and it was absolutely stunning. A beautiful 1970 car with a stylish, beautiful coupe body, powerful engine up front, manual gearbox or a 3-speed automatic, depends on what you like, rear-wheel drive, disc brakes, independent suspension. It was the perfect recipe for a sports car in the 70s, and still actually it's still desirable to this day. I mean, I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube, people actually buying those beautiful 240Zs and engine swap them with an RB engine, put like a 6-speed manuals in them, disc brakes all around, and better suspension. And these things, with their beauty, they become the perfect package as a sports car. Even till this day, I mean, who wouldn't love to get one and drive it around? I mean, look at it. It looks absolutely stunning. Of course, we are not here to talk about the modernized version. We are here to talk about of course, the replica version, as you can see. And I made one because an automation game because I just love how it looks. The looks of it is just amazing. I mean, look at that. It's Japanese. I mean, as we all know, Japanese cars are not super stylish, but in the 70s, this thing was one of the best looking cars ever. Of course, there's of course legendary Skyline, the old school one, the Toyota 2000 GT, and all of that. But you know, this was one of the legendary ones in the 70s, one of the classics. So what I did here is I've styled it according to the 1970 stock looks, because this car came with many different versions. Some of them had vents in the back like this one here, some of them had different badges, some of them had different lining, some of them even have different indicator locations up front. So this beautiful car came with a 2.4 liter L24 inline 6 engine, which came from the factory with cast iron block, alloy heads, or aluminum, whatever you want to call them, cylinder head, 2 valves per cylinder, single overhead camshaft, 7 bearing crankshaft, and the compression ratio of 9.0 to 1. The bore and stroke on this engine was 83 millimeters on the bore, 73.7 millimeters on the stroke. It came with mechanical fuel pump, 2 Hitachi HJG 44 millimeters SU type carburetors, or you know, in automation game they call them single barrel eco carbs. The power was around 151 horsepower at 5600 rpm. The torque was 146 pound-feet at 4400 rpm, which was actually pretty good. I mean, even in BeamNG, because the car is fairly lightweight, the car weighs around 1000 kilos with 150 horsepower. This thing actually goes very nicely. The car also came from the factory on the 1970 model with a 4-speed manual gearbox, and there was actually another version after September 1970. It came also with a 3-speed automatic. It wasn't really that brilliant, but you know, the manual is the one that you want to go to. The brakes, this thing actually came with 270mm disc brakes up front and around 230mm drum brakes in the back. The suspension was pretty sweet as well. It came with an independent McPherson struts up front, coil springs, an anti-roll bar, and all of that. The rear came with something special called champan struts, lower wishbone. I would love if some of you guys can explain it to me in the comment section. Is it double wishbone? But because I'm not sure it's actually double wishbone, so I went with semi-trailing arms in automation game, because in automation game the semi-trailing arms comes with a lower wishbone only and coil springs. So I would love if someone can actually correct me about the champan struts. Is it like McPherson? Is it like double wishbone, or is it like semi-trailing arm? The wheels or the tires, this thing came with 175 45 R14 tires and rims, which was pretty good actually. They look amazing on it. So with a top speed of 201 kilometers per hour or 125 miles per hour. Acceleration was dealt in around 8 seconds from 0 to 100 or 0 to 60 miles per hour. And the fuel economy was around 21 US mpg or 11 liters per 100 kilometers. And the car looks amazing. I mean, I was looking at the Wikipedia page, and this thing actually participated and won the 1973 East African Safari Rally, which was pretty sweet actually. I've seen the pictures of the rally car, the rally tuned Datsun 240Z, and it looks absolutely amazing. So the car has pedigree, the car looks amazing, it's powerful, it's economical, and of course it was made by Nissan, or Datsun as they call it, and that means it's reliable. Unlike Jaguars, BMWs, and all of these things in the past, this thing was fairly reliable, fairly easy to work on, and it was affordable, cheaper, and you can buy it this afternoon without waiting like 6 months to get built or get shipped to you. And it looks amazing. You can actually, if you want to download this car, if you want to enjoy it right now in your BeamNG, go to my Patreon page, the link in the description below. You can press the link, sign up, download it, and enjoy it with all of its replicated looks and engine and mechanical things. And that's pretty much it. I really hope that you enjoyed this awesome car. Let me know in the comment section below what do you think about it. And I will see you very, very soon, my friends, with more awesome things and videos and challenges. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. And goodbye for now, my friends.